All right, boys. So I'm going to be talking about how you guys can exactly succeed as a clothing brand owner. Currently packing some orders right now. But number one, I just want to let you guys know that if you just do the basics, right? Even if you have a trash product, even if your product is like whatever, even if it might be like a Y2K type of brand or I don't know, a product that nobody cares about. If you just have like a decent product, you have good business fundamentals, like you ship out orders, you have good back-end systems, you're running ads, stuff like that, you guys will get far, okay? Like the main thing is like you just can't quit. You feel me? Like that's the main thing is that you just can't quit. As long as you don't quit, you're gonna get results, right? So I've seen this multiple times, but this doesn't mean that you can be ignorant. So I feel like a lot of people, what they do is it's like it's one or the other. They're either like smart enough to realize that the reason why they're not getting results is because they don't have the information, or they're too stubborn to the point where they don't want to pay for information and they just want to figure everything out by themselves, which either way, it'll work both ways as long as you work hard. But the point I'm trying to make with this is a lot of you guys, obviously fundamentally your business is just trash, right? Your design is trash, website is trash, whatever. But if you just didn't quit for a year, you just kept going on and kept working and you didn't complain, you showed up every single day, like you're gonna get better. You feel me? Like it's like same thing with working out. Like okay, obviously I can't talk about working out because I'm not buff or jacked, but I also realize if you just go to the gym every single day, you eat clean, you're gonna get muscle. Obviously you might not be a bodybuilder, but you're just gonna get muscle, right? So this is the same thing with business. Like most of you guys, you know, fundamentally, obviously your business isn't good, but like if you just locked in for like a year and just work on your business, like you're not gonna have any problems. You know, like the only problem you have is yourself, bro. Like you're the issue. Yo ass can't focus and work on your business for more than a year without quitting. You're too much of a pussy to actually work for more than a year without quitting. Like a lot of you guys don't have what it takes to become successful, which is the reason why you're not successful, right? So that's the first point, which is that you know you're just fundamentally not working hard. Now I'm gonna be talking about some business fundamentals on you know how to succeed with your brand. Number one, you need to have a decent product. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, obviously, but the better your product is, the higher chance you have of succeeding. Number two, you need to focus on one marketing channel and become a master at it, okay? So it can be ads, it can be organic, it can be influencer marketing, whatever the case may be. Like in reality, you should do all five or all three, but you should choose one that you really like to do and you prioritize, and you should go all out on it. So you should be still posting organic. So let's say you choose to do influencer marketing, right? Which is what I did in the beginning. So obviously you're putting a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of emphasis, energy onto influencer marketing, but this doesn't mean you should disregard organic and ads. Like you should still be running ads. You should still be posting organic videos, but obviously most of your energy and most of your focus will go into influencer marketing if that's what you want. Master one channel, ideally all three. Like you should know how to do all three, but most people do ads, right? That's like the main channel. But I feel like anything works. If you're good at making organic videos, you can do organic. If you like running ads, you can do ads. And then after that, you want to make sure that, you know, your inventory process is good. This means that you're never out of stock, so you're always selling, which maximizes the amount of sales that you can get. Also, make sure that you are dropping frequently. This is a mistake that I'm making right now, which is I haven't dropped in 3 months. Obviously, it is my fault. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not my fault. But, you know, unfortunately, had some manufacturing issues like there always is, which is the reason why. And The reason why you want to drop frequently is because you want returning customers. If you don't have returning customers, you're just not going to make more money on the back end, because most brands make more money on the back end. You guys obviously need to focus on consistency as well. That's like the main reason why you're going to succeed, is if you're just consistent with everything. But I mean, I feel like a lot of you guys also understand that the only way for you to be successful is to be consistent. So if you're not consistent, that's entirely literally your fault, because you understand that the only way that you will be successful is if you're consistent, but you're not consistent. So it's just like, bro, what are you doing? I'm trying to say. Another thing I am a pretty big fan of is just making shit that people want to buy. You know what I'm trying to say? I think like that's the main thing. Okay, like it depends, right? So obviously if you get to a size and you get to a point where you have decent amount of followers, people will just buy anything you want, and you're pretty creative, you can pretty much make whatever you want to make and drop whatever you want to drop. But you guys should also have items on your site that your customers want to buy, right? So you need to look at your customer demographic, see what type of clothes and what type of products they want to buy, and just drop that. Why would you drop something like goth if your clothing brand, I guess, audience is streetwear? Same thing with minimalistic. If your brand is just based on minimalistic stuff, you're not dropping like a Hellstar type graphic for your product. Obviously, you can control this in a sense, but you know, like the audience, which is your customers, they're gonna want a specific type of, I guess, product. And in my personal opinion, I think it's your duty to deliver those products. Obviously, you can have experimental ones. You can drop minimalistic pieces if you want. You can try different stuff out. But for the most part, a lot of your products should be catered and made towards your customers, because that's the only way you're going to get returning sales, especially in the beginning. This is the one main mistake I see so many beginning brand owners do, is in the beginning, they literally just drop whatever they want to drop. Like they don't care about the customers. And what I mean by this is like, if it's actually good, then it doesn't matter. But the problem is like, it's trash, right? So a lot of people want to drop some minimalistic shit, or like a logo of their, I don't know, like a print of their logo on a shirt or some shit like that. And I'm just like, dude, there's no way you're getting sales with that. Unfortunately, you're not getting sales by dropping some minimalistic hoodie with your logo on it, bro. Like that's the main thing people do when they first start out, is drop the simplest shit. And people are so dumb, because you should be doing the opposite. You should be dropping stuff that is like eye-catching, that's like, holy crap, this is unique. Alrighty, boys, we're pretty much done. Actually, we're not done, but wanted to give you guys a quick little update on the whole situation. This is done. This is done. I have a bunch here left. I'm pretty much done with this. But yeah, I mean, I personally haven't packed orders in a while, so I'm kind of rusty, but I still got it, guys. I'm Asian. I have it in my genes. One point that I also want to emphasize is a lot of you guys are just bitches, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you guys don't understand that how much work it actually takes to get success and to make money online. And some of you guys might be lucky and make a little money here and there, but if you really want to be successful, like, you have to put in the work. Like, there's no workaround around it. Like, there's not, like, you can't just fake your way and just, I don't know, fraud your way up to success. Like, you can't do that without actually doing the work, right? So with everything, okay, whether you want to be famous, obviously I'm not famous, but like, you know, when it comes to business, I think I can say something about that because I have a successful business, is you have to want it more than 99% of the population, because there are competition, right? So you have to be very competitive. You have to realize that if you are starting from nothing, you have nothing. So that means you need to have some sort of edge that makes you more successful than anybody else. Also, don't mind my tan line. Yeah, I gotta get tan, bro. Oh my God, this tan line is crazy. Anyways, unfortunately, what I've seen so far is like a lot of people that start a business are just bitches. Literally, you're like a pussy, bro. Like, I feel like I don't understand this, because people would complain about the most basic stuff. You feel me? They're complaining about like literally the most basic work that they have to do. It's like, if you want to go to the gym or something like that, like, you don't even want to go because it's far or I don't know, some like weird ass excuse. on why you can't be successful, a lot of people just blame it on random stuff that isn't even valid, right? It's not even like good excuses like, oh, my grandma died or something. It's just like, oh, I don't want to wake up at this time, or I don't want to set up my website, or some weird ass reason that isn't valid. And I think, like, for me personally, like, I've been a victim of that. I think everybody is, but you have to, like, one day wake up and realize that you can't blame yourself. You can't blame all these weird ass circumstances for you not being successful. You feel me? Like, that's just like the dumbest thing in my personal opinion. And a lot of you guys don't realize that it takes so much work and so much time for you to get results, okay? Whether it's business, whether you want to build a personal brand. Obviously, like, I'm not counting the lucky people, right? Like, you can win the lottery, but that's like the 1% of the population. So you might get a viral video, you might get a winning product, luckily, but I'm just saying most people are not like that, right? I feel like I'm a very good example for business and my personal brand. Like, for my personal brand, a lot of you guys might see my videos, and obviously I'm not famous, right? I have like a couple thousand followers online, so it's like I'm not even that famous. But for me personally, I started TikTok literally last year, start of 2024, and I have posted literally over like 1,000 videos on TikTok, and I only have like 45K, which isn't that much. And you have to understand, each video is like 3 minutes long. I'm giving out so much free games, so much free sauce that people pay me money for, and I only get a couple thousand views. And in the beginning, I only got a couple hundred views. So the point I'm trying to make with this is, a lot of you guys don't realize that, you know, even for me, like for the personal brand thing, I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not getting like crazy good results, right? I don't have 100K subscribers. Obviously, one day I hope I get there. Most of my analytics is like, if you compare it to other people, it's just mediocre, right? But I used to spend 3 hours a day from 9 to 12 at night. When I did start my TikTok in the beginning, just recording videos back to back to back. And I would post like 3 to 5 times per day. Each video is like 3 minutes long, and I barely got any views. You feel me? Which is funny because I'm actually giving out free game. It's not like I was making some weird funny videos. That's the main reason why I didn't get any views. I was actually giving out game. I was talking about stuff that can actually help clothing brand owners, but people just don't care because you just don't have enough videos online, so they don't know who you are. And obviously now I have a decent following, but from me getting to that point to here pretty much took a year and like a half, and I barely even have that many followers too. It's been a year since I started my personal brand. Obviously I'm getting views here and there, but still not anything crazy. But imagine me in another year, right? Imagine all this stacking up, all the work stacking up. Imagine how many more followers, how much more attention that I'm gonna get. So a lot of you guys have to understand that and just work for the future. You have to slowly build up momentum and just hope that in the future, it's all gonna pay out. Also, another thing you guys have to look at is how much effort and energy you're putting into this said task, because you guys can just half-ass it, which is gonna take longer. So personally for me, like, I believe in whatever you put into it is what you're gonna get out of it. So if you really take your business seriously, you work every single day, you never take a day off, you're gonna get great results, right? But like, I feel like a good example is my inner circle program. So the way I kind of structure it for my clients is, although they pay me money to join, nobody forces anybody to do anything. So like, I don't force any of my clients to do the work. I don't force any of my clients to wake up and join my calls. They do it willingly. So I make it so, like, if they really put a lot of effort and emphasis, I make the program so if they really are serious about it, they put the work in, they join every single call, they actually do the work, they're gonna get more results compared to somebody else that is lazy. That's how I structure it. That's how I've always structured all of my programs, because obviously if you slack off, you're not gonna get any results to begin with. But if you actually take it seriously, you do the work, you show up every single day, I personally feel like you deserve more of the results than somebody that's slacking off. Which is the reason why for my program, nothing is mandatory, right? I never make anything mandatory because it's up to the business owner. And I realize that if they don't do the work, then I can't help them. There's only so much that I can do to help somebody else. If they don't want to help themselves, like, they're cooked. You feel me? Like, that's up to them. It's not like, I can't control that.